We're going to conclude on a high note, I think, this year. The year has kicked off on a good note for all of us cash-strapped consumers. The continued drop in the price of crude oil will tomorrow lead to a huge decrease in fuel prices, but will South Africa's retail sector take note of this reduction? Somehow I personally don't think so, but that's my opinion. To talk to us about this and about the economic prospects for 2015, well, we are joined in studio by Lesiba Motata, who is the head of market and economic research at Investment Solutions. Good morning.
Hi, Ewan. Compliments of the new year.
Compliments to you too. You haven't over-celebrated. It's nice to see you back on the horse so early in the year.
Exactly, yeah. All in one piece.
The price of petrol is expected to come down somewhere around 123 to 127 rand per litre.
Yeah.
Are we going to see this for a little while?
Yeah, so it's really a function of what had happened with the oil price. If you think back around mid-year last year, it was sitting over 100 barrels.
And really put pressure on the consumers at that time.
And now it's actually at 53, which tells you that there's been a huge reduction there. Well, what is, however, not a good thing is that the rand has been weak.
Yeah.
While we're seeing oil come down and we're having some benefits here, it could have been much more if we had a stronger currency. Because it's so weak, it's offsetting the benefit that we can see from the oil price.
What does this decrease mean, though, for business owners and the economy at large? What benefits are we going to see?
Yeah, so low oil prices are actually they're twofold contributors. In the first one being that of growth. If you get costs that are lower, you potentially have a better growth outcome, not only in South Africa but in all emerging markets, and that of inflation. Inflation was hovering around 6%, 5.9. It's likely to come down this year as a matter of fact, and that will mean interest rates will be lower, and that will be good for the consumer.
Yeah, it probably means we're going to borrow more money, but that's not what we want to do. Yeah. Just tell us about, you know, you mentioned $53 is where it's sitting now. It's come down. It's almost halved in the last year, the price of crude. Do you think, and this is the question that we get on Twitter, do you think that food prices are going to come down even slightly in the next month, 2 months, or so forth?
Yeah, food prices, if you look at that, we had good rains. Remember, food prices are a function of the actual rainfall. Yeah. We had good rains in the last few months throughout the country, including Bloemfontein, where most maize is produced. And what you're finding is that commodities globally are also falling because of a strong dollar. Yeah. And so if you add a strong dollar, you get which will contribute to lower maize prices. You get crops that are the harvest is likely to be higher. That should be very good for food prices going forward. International food prices are also lower. And
transportation costs should come down. They always put you have to pay more because the price of oil's gone up, but we never feel it when it comes down. I don't get it. Yeah. I'm not going to go any further. Let's look forward to the next year, 2014. Right. And you know, in 2014 we have our economy. To be fair, we suffered a little bit. It was constrained. We were strained a little bit. Are we heading in a different direction in 2015?
Well, the outlook, although it's better than what we had in 2014, is still weak. So we're talking growth around 4.5%. 2014 will be around 1.5%, because if you think about it, we had strikes that were protracted. Yeah. So those negotiations hopefully are running through for 3 years. Yeah. And this year now, hopefully we won't see any more strikes that will constrain us. But there's power issues. If we get load shedding, that could be a headwind for growth. Yeah. And the weak rand, if it continues to weaken, it's not good for our outlook.
Your advice to consumers in 2015, especially those who are well indebted after over-celebrating over the festive period, if one can say that?
Yeah, so in Feb is the budget. And if you recall what the minister said last year, they could actually hike taxes. So while we're getting some benefits on inflation, on oil prices, but taxes could go up. So what needs to happen is pay down the debt as opposed to accumulating much more.
You jumped the gun there a little bit, but What would you like to hear from the minister then in that budget speech next month when he delivers the February budget speech?
Well, to implement that which he had said he will do, putting ceilings in terms of wages or the wage bill, the government wage bill, making sure that the debt that actually has escalated is maintained. Credit rating agencies has given us, a leeway. There's about 2 years, that they've given us in terms of allowing us to actually implement that which has been planned. So all I'm looking for is implementation. It needs to just be done.
We need to get the work done. 2015 is kind of the year of getting work done. Thank you, Lesiba, for coming and joining us, giving us his view on the petrol price that's coming down and also the outlook for 2014. It's a little bit better than last year. Let's hope we have the lights on for the whole year, and that might see us all smile come 2016. Thank you, Lesiba Motato, who's the head of market and economic research at Investment Solutions, joining us today.